Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Marketing Mix. Okay. Do you ever ask yourself this question? I know I need to post to social media, but I have no idea what to post. If this sounds like you, stay tuned.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, we have new graphics and everything. It all looks so pretty. Sarah's been up to her graphic game again. It looks awesome.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, welcome to Marketing Mix, everyone. Every week. Uh-oh, what the heck was that?
I got some more fancy stuff to show you.
I have to see that again. Flash that up again.
Got it.
Wow. Check that out, everybody. All right. Well, every week we're going to be highlighting all different kinds of marketing topics. We could be doing some interviews, tips, trends, Q&A. You never know what's going to happen or what's going to come flying in, as Sarah showed us right there.
That's right. But before we get started, make sure that you subscribe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Fusion One Marketing. And always we go live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And don't forget about our podcast, Marketing and a Mic. Subscribe to that too.
Exactly.
All righty. So let's get started. Okay. So the dilemma with a lot of businesses is that they really just don't know what to post. I mean, it's always that question of, what do I need to post on social media? Like, what do I need to get out there? What's best for my business? So we want to give you kind of maybe a cheat sheet, if you will, of really just all kinds of content ideas that you can put together so that you'll just fly through and go through social media with a breeze.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we always, even when we're talking to our clients, the first thing that we always start with is, what are your goals? I mean, that's the first thing, is what are your goals? And really and that comes down to, who are your customers? What is the best demographic for your product or service? And what channels are those particular customers spending the most time on? We've said this before too. You don't need to be on every social media channel just because there's a bunch of them. Really,
you're exactly.
Yeah. Want their work.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And you have to think about, who are you selling to? Who's buying your products and services, just like what you said? And then really think about where those people are spending their time. And then if you provide them relevant information about your business, and then, that way they can relate to what you're doing. I mean, if your demographic is not on Instagram, then I would say that would be my last choice to be spending my time on, since we all have little time to spare. It just makes sense. And then the next thing is to be consistent. We see this all the time. Everybody has great intentions. They're going to get out there. They're going to get all their social media going. And maybe they keep it up for a week or even 2 weeks. But it eventually falls off, and then people can't depend on you. It's kind of like one of those first impression things. If somebody comes to your page and it's real spotty and you haven't really paid a lot of attention to it, that can be, something that doesn't look well for your business. The next thing is to mix things up. You don't want to always be selling.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember the percentage of business versus other posts. I almost think you should probably post about your business and your products maybe 20% of the time, Sarah. What do you think?
Yeah. It's usually like 1 to 10 posts. I mean, meaning that you've got 10 days worth of posts, then one day of it be selling product.
Yeah.
Are kind of using that call to action type of thing about your product.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to kind of help you out. I think that's where people get into trouble. They know their business, they know their products and services, and they know how to talk about that. but they don't know how to round out their social media posts. So we're going to get into how we can help them with that piece of it today.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to come across one-sided where it's all about my business, because it's such a turnoff. And it's so key about being consistent, because you don't want to go onto a social media, go to a Facebook page and it looks like a ghost town. I mean, it just doesn't speak highly when it just looks like, okay, nobody's home here. Well, I don't want to do business with these guys. Are they paying attention? So, oh gosh. Okay. So we've got our goals. Let's move on to the prep work. And the prep work is very important before you get out there and start posting. You want to make a list. Make a list of all of your products and services. What are the things that you want to put out there? What are things that would be popular to the customer? And then we always call this, Glenna, you came up with this, a brain dump. And I love that terminology because it truly is a brain dump. Just sit down and write down every single idea or whatever you know about all the things that have to do with your business, and really form that into bite-sized topics or ideas. So you've got this brain dump of all these things about your business. And then the key is to break it up into little bite-sized pieces, because you got to look at kind of what's going to grab the attention of your customers and your followers. And it's nothing lengthy. I mean, put it out there, give them little teasers or bite-sized pieces. It's very important.
That's very important. And whenever we start to work with someone, we have to get them in that mindset to kind of pare things down. I mean, we could get in here and talk about social media in general, but there's so many specific little things like what to post. Let's break it down. The bite-sized piece thing is huge.
Absolutely.
I look at a lot of social media out there and people are just being too general.
Right.
They're not really getting down to the little point that you really need to make. So,
absolutely.
And a lot of times blog posts are the same. Somebody tries to write a blog post and it's this big, huge thing about whatever their topic is, where when you really look at all the points, they could have written 4 or 5 with that same information.
Yeah, it's too much. I mean, you'd be surprised how much you can break up just one topic. So
that's exactly right. And that's why you do the brain dump, because you don't have time to sit there. The worst thing is writer's block. You sit down and what am I going to post? What video am I going to do? I don't have any ideas. And then before you know it, all this time's gone by and you've not done anything. You have it on a sheet of paper or wherever you keep your brain dump list, and it's easy to go grab that and do your posts.
Yes. And sometimes brain dumps, they don't come all at once. So whenever you have those aha moments or those light bulb moments of inspiration, wherever it is, truly just stop what you're doing and write it down, because if it is a good idea, you want to put it on paper, because you'll forget it. And sometimes when you are under that pressure of, oh gosh, I got to come up with all this stuff, then you just start drawing blank. So
Sarah says, you're so funny. I mean, I do the same thing. I have books and notes for everything, and Sarah always calls these her brain. You carry your brain.
It really is my brain.
My brain on paper.
Yeah, truly. I mean, it is not old-fashioned to just write down your to-dos or your brain dumps or whatever it is. I mean, it keeps me organized, that's for sure.
And the next thing, before we really get into all the post ideas, the point we really need to think about is make it appealing to people. I mean, you don't have to be a graphics expert to be able to go out and find a picture that relates to your blog post. I'm back on blogs, to relate to your social media post. But always, always, always try to use images, because people, images catch their attention. So get your images in all your posts, and then let's divide this out a little bit. Okay, we're going to talk about you. If you are posting on social media, think about what you are to your business.
Yes.
Number 1, you want to be the expert. I mean, you're in this business for a reason. You know more about your business than anybody else. So it's a great time for you to be a resource to people and to make sure that make them know that you have all the information they need for whatever product and service that you have. It makes people feel a lot more comfortable doing business with you. You could do some cute things like come up with a name day like True Story Tuesday, or Testimonial Tuesday, or something like that, to where again you can share about you, share about your business, but it's kind of catchy. It's catchy. It's not so boring. Oh, here's another boring post. It catches people's attention.
Well, and it becomes kind of your own tag campaign, something that you can keep using, and it's all kind of part of that bigger picture of branding yourself. So if you've got, you said like a hashtag Topic Tuesday, well, then they always know when they go into Glenna, every Tuesday, she's going to have Topic Tuesday, and that's kind of become her little campaign.
That is true. And I look for things like that. I mean, I know somebody who all they do is they post motivational quotes, but you know what? That's like one of the first things I see every morning. And it's almost like, where's his motivational quote for this morning? So yeah, you just have to make sure that you're being catchy and that people can depend on you. And it's not wrong to get a little personal. I have a hard time with this, and Sarah kind of gets on me because my life is my business pretty much most of the time. So it's a little hard for me to stop and do personal things, but you really should. And it's going to help you connect on a deeper level, or get personal about your staff or the people that you work with, and share your favorite things. People can feel like they can get to know you a little bit better if you do these little personal things. And it doesn't have to be all the time, once in a while.
Right. Yeah. When we talk about post ideas, this is kind of one aspect of it, is include things that are about yourself and add that element of personalization. So the next post idea topic that we want to share is about your business. And that's really, really important. You want to share specific aspects about your business, what makes it unique. You talked about motivational posts about your business, feel good moments, blog posts. Blog posts are so huge.
Yes.
When people are searching for answers and they're on search engines looking for stuff, blog posts are what pop up. It's so important. And don't you want them to click on a blog post about you being an expert about your industry? So important. Spotlight people, spotlight individuals, spotlight products, spotlight your services, features, spotlight, team members. We talk about all that. Celebrate milestones. Hey, if you're coming up on 10 years being in business, you want to spotlight that. And then it's really neat to kind of give people a behind the scenes of, here's what's going on inside our office. Here's what's going on outside in the field. And then there's a concept called the flat lay, which that's really where you arrange your products together on a flat surface and take a pic. So it's one way to kind of put things together and say, oh, look what we just got back in stock, or, oh, look what's, just coming out there. Things like that. Just real good, unique ways to talk about your business without selling about your business.
Yes, exactly. And a couple of these points, they're so important. If you're spotlighting or talking about your products and services, especially new ones, because if you have followers that are interested in what you're doing already, they're really interested in new stuff. It's like, what are they doing now? Because like us in marketing, we may have other businesses that are like, what are they doing now? Because it might be something that can help my business too. And that's what we we like to highlight those things. In the blog post, reuse content. My gosh. Sarah writes most of our blog posts, and it's not an easy thing to do that over and over and over. So make it worth your while and use those on social media as well. So repurpose your content. All of those things are so important. But again, these are just ideas. And I think the ideas are the hardest thing to come up with. And the blog post piece of it, if you are taking them to your website, then that's good too. Right.
Absolutely. Bring traffic to your website. Nothing but good comes out of that.
That's exactly right. They'll look around and maybe find out some other things. All right. So let's get personal. Let's talk about your business, but it's also your industry. You need to talk about your industry. What's going on in your industry, especially industries like ours. People are confused about some of the things. They know they need marketing. They know they want more business, but they just need more information a lot of times. So you can do it in a really cool way. You can have like really fun facts about your industry, things that people never knew. This is a neat thing to highlight. Before and afters, gosh, especially if you have something that's very visual as a product or service, landscaping or lawn care comes to mind. Show that lawn that looks horrible before, and then show what you did with it. So before and afters are huge. Industry articles, talk about what's new, what's trending, what's coming out. Be that first person to talk about something before anybody else does. Again, it's all about making you the expert. And then it's really cool to have free downloads or resources that you can give away. I think that's a really important thing. And I mean, it just helps drive your point home to your audience.
Yes, very much so. So, you know, like we said, we've talked about you, we've talked about your business, we've talked about your industry. Now, you don't want to be super serious all the time. You know, everybody likes a joke, everybody likes to laugh. So don't forget to put some humor and mix that in. And mix it in, you know, in a lighthearted way. Jokes, GIFs, memes, talking about holidays and events and things like that. Just anything that you can sprinkle in that is lighthearted. And there's so many different ways that you can do that, but it is really important.
Give us an example. You just did one that was really, I think it was yesterday.
Okay. So yesterday I posted a GIF that was, I made a social media post that was, if you could describe 2020 in a GIF, what would it be? And I was just cracking up at everything everybody was posting. But seriously, you know, we're all kind of in this together, and it was just a lighthearted moment.
Yes.
And it gets engagement. It brings people a laugh. It's, you know, but yeah, that one was, the responses cracked me up.
I'm still laughing at it. That was very, very good.
Oh goodness! And then,
hey Sarah, and it is GIF, right? We've had this argument. It's GIF, not GIF.
Not GIF. It's GIF. My thing is, get it in your head. Think of the peanut butter.
I know. It's always weird to hear me or hear you say GIF, but that is the correct way.
That is the correct way. It's GIF, not GIF, not Jiffy or Giphy or whatever we heard. It's GIF. So just think of the peanut butter, and that's what.
Okay.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, I know. I got into a debate with my mom about that too. She's like, "Well, I've heard both ways." I'm like, "I'm here to tell you."
I am an expert, by the way.
Right, exactly. I've studied this, Mom. Okay, so and then there's what we call kind of the general topics that you really should just always include. That would be national holidays. And then there's also kind of the social media holidays, and those are the ones that are just kind of, there's a day for everything, and we know that.
Yeah, so you know what today is?
Do what?
You know what today is? It is National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day.
Wow. I should have started the show with some cookies. Much on it. I missed it. Yes. Now, there's a day for everything. Do you have to recognize every day? Of course not. But if there is a social media a holiday that ties in with your business, absolutely. I mean, absolutely do it. You know, if you're some kind of accountant and it's tax day, I don't know why that example came to my head, but you know, why do we want to touch on that? But definitely do that. Testimonials. Testimonials are so huge. I mean, we talk about online reviews all the time, but you've got to showcase people talking about your business. I mean, that's everything. And if people are recognizing it, it builds your reputation. Throw it up there. If somebody's got something nice to say, put it up there. And then just feature things that are going on in your area. You know, anything that's in local, you know, events or whatever.
And just for the heck of it, tomorrow is Work Like a Dog Day.
Oh, okay. Work like a dog. All right.
I want to pass that on to all of our team members. Work Like a Dog Day is tomorrow. We will be celebrating, but we do every day, though.
Exactly. I was like, we don't need a day to recognize.
How's that different than any other day?
Oh, Monday through Friday, right?
All right. So, yeah, those things are fun, though. Those national holidays crack me up. They're just really fun. And again, you don't have to be so serious all the time. And engagement's huge. You want people to come back. So okay, I'm going to get this. The GIFs are really fun right now, and the memes. People are meme crazy. All right, so you can be interactive. This is, again, what we're talking about. You want to boost engagement. You want to boost your followers. And the fastest way to drive them away is be boring and blah, and every post looks the same. I know this is a pet peeve of ours. It's cool to do canvas and all that kind of stuff, but if you pick one color and every single Canva looks exactly the same except the words are different, you've lost me. Nothing stands out. So be interactive. And some of the things that you can do besides like what Sarah was giving an example of what we did yesterday, ask questions. Polls are really huge, especially if it's something maybe a little, I wouldn't say get controversial, but something that may be a sign of the times that you're in, something that's popular. That's, even if it's something silly like what is your favorite Netflix movie right now or whatever. Do fill in the blanks. Again, something about a blank, people just can't pass up.
Yeah, it really is.
Help us decide. Have people vote. That's kind of a cool thing. Request feedback. That can be good and bad, but most of the time, you're hoping that you've done such a great job.
Yes, we want to hear from you. We think.
Do we? Yes, you've done such a great job. You want to hear their feedback. Also, you can have challenges, and you can also have what's really fun is giveaway and contests. I think we were looking at somebody's Facebook page yesterday. We're like, oh, look how interactive it is. And it was because they had a contest. They were, as Kelsey said, they're giving stuff away. So
right. Absolutely.
That's everybody's popular thing.
Yes. Well, and this whole concept of being interactive is huge, and it can be incorporated in all of the previous topics that we were talking about, because not only interactive in a fun way, but interactive of, hey, be a little bit a piece of our company culture. Like, help us decide. We're trying to decide, which, we're trying to fill up our office space, and we're, putting something together. Help us decide what arrangement looks better. If you're, say, like a pet company and you've got your layout of the store, hey, do you like this layout or this layout or anything like that? It's really important to have that interaction. And people love to give their opinion. So,
yeah,
very important. So a share campaign. Share campaign is good to boost followers. It could be something if you share this with X amount of people and tag our business, we can do this for you. Great way to kind of spread the face of your company out throughout social media. Pick and play. This is really cool if you want to kind of boost a particular product or service and increase customers. A great thing would be, hey, these 4 objects holds the hidden, service. And then if they select it, then they and their winner, they get a free service. So people
I thought that was kind of silly when I first heard it, but we do it especially for one of our customers. And that thing, I can tell when Kelsey's put one of those up, because my notifications go crazy.
Yes.
Everybody taking their number.
Everybody wants to win something. Everybody wants a freebie.
I know. Why
not? Right. Yeah. So, anyways, and cross-posting with other influencers, that's really important. A lot of people get this concept of, if I tag another business or if I talk about anybody else, then I'm losing eyes and I'm redirecting them. And it could not be further from the truth. Yeah. When it comes to social media, the support is huge and it comes back tenfold. So if there is another business that you want to recognize it. If there's another, partnership that you have, talk about it. Tag them, include them. Not only is it good for business, but it's good because now you just expanded your reach. So it's really, really, really huge. And there's, other ones like this or that, or what's your favorite. But I do want to mention that something that we found to be very effective, and this is kind of our pro tip, would be that you want to make a weekly series. Now, weekly series are really huge because it's kind of coming up with a weekly or monthly series
Yep.
that is a particular topic within your business and it helps make your social media feed feel more like an event or a resource versus just kind of like a laundry list of like random posts. So you could have a week-long series that's going to be, we're going to talk about this topic. We're going to talk about common mishaps. We're going to talk about, solutions. We're going to talk about common questions all week long, just based on this particular topic. It's huge. And you filled out a week's worth like that. So very important, we feel. Okay, video.
Yeah.
Video, baby. You got to make videos. I mean, it's so important. You've got to make videos. Videos get more engagement. You want to create a YouTube and Vimeo channels. Very important. You want to load videos into those channels first. It's so important. You want to edit your description for SEO. That's just, you've got to have the right keywords so that people can find your videos. That's really, really, really important. You could use something like TubeBuddy, which if you haven't heard of TubeBuddy, you need to hear about it. TubeBuddy is on YouTube and it really is your buddy. It helps you tailor your video with all the right keywords, with the right headline, with everything. Everything is perfected so that it's optimized for people to find. And it is really essential if you're going to put anything out there on YouTube.
Absolutely. And a lot of people don't think that with everybody doing lives and everything, if you're doing video, you still really need to, like you said, put them on YouTube or Vimeo first. Then you can share them out to your blog post, your social media, and all of that. You want to get the most SEO, search engine results and search engine action from all of your content. And that's what YouTube's going to help you do. YouTube is actually the second most searched platform next to Google. And a lot of people don't realize that. People go to YouTube for everything. So make sure that you are putting your stuff on YouTube. We go ahead and do a 2-for-1 and put it on Vimeo too, because Vimeo also gives you a lot of juice for your SEO. And you don't want to be doing this for nothing. Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly. What's the point of putting all that work in if people can't find it?
Exactly. So let's talk about just a couple of ideas for video and for lives. Brand yourself. I think it's a must for standing out, especially if you have somebody that does really great graphics like Sarah does for us. It can really make you stand out. That way, when it gets brand recognition, so that every time somebody sees your branding, they know who it is and it catches their eye. So that's very important. We love StreamYard. I know we've only mentioned that a couple times.
Yeah, right.
We love StreamYard. That's what we're using. This is the platform because it makes your lives so easy to do, and you can shoot a live straight to YouTube, so then you don't have to do that separate loading up to YouTube. So get a platform like that that's going to be helpful to you and that you can kind of pretty up and fancy up with all of your branding. And then a weekly broadcast is really important if you can pull it off. And again, let's go back to 15 minutes ago. You have to be consistent. If you're going to create a weekly broadcast, you need to be doing it weekly.
Absolutely. And you may not think like, oh, it's not gaining momentum out the gate. Let it build. I mean, a lot of people, they start something off and they're like, oh, it's, I don't have 15,000 followers yet, so this isn't going to work. Let it build. I mean, not only is it good for just SEO and just to have a complete recipe of stuff out there, but when you have that consistency and it's just building that momentum, and it's just so huge. Yeah.
And it's not that difficult to find a reason to have a live or to do a video. And we're great with helping people brainstorm that kind of stuff. So ask us. Let's have a chat about your business and we can help you get the stuff set up. So it's just really important to do the videos and the lives.
Yeah, and it's huge. And that's the key. I mean, we have a client that we're working with right now that they have so many ideas. They really want to brand themselves. They have just a lot, but they just could not piece it together. And we had so many great brainstorming sessions to where we just built a complete month to month. Here's your plan of action. Here's what you're going to post. Here's the videos that you're going to touch on. And it works so well because, you're an expert, but it's almost like you've got so much information you don't know how to put all together.
Yeah, and video, I think you don't have to be perfect. This is what people get caught up on. It's like you sit there and do video 50 times. That's really not worth it. You need to just be yourself. If you make mistakes, you make mistakes. That's why I push us to do lives, because if I do video, for some reason, I want to watch it back and critique myself and say, I wish I would have done that. So push yourself to do lives, then you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You can delete it, but at the same time, I think that's really forced me more into the lives, just because I now know that we're not perfect and we don't claim to be. But anyway, I can go on and on.
Well, no, but it's so true. I mean, sometimes live is just great. You put yourself out there and you just got to go for it. So when we were talking about making videos, let's talk about some of these ideas. Interviews, case studies, and we'll kind of run through this real quick, but in interviews, case studies, talk about individual examples of how your business helps somebody, a feel-good moment, put on video, interview another expert that's kind of within your industry or is incorporated in your industry in some way. Talk about new things, ask me anything, be a problem solver. Just come on there and say, guys, I'm going to give you just really a hack, something that's going to help you that I come across all the time. I mean, put it on video. Doesn't even have to be that long. Just get it out there.
Yes, exactly. I mean, it can be a minute if you want. If it's not a show, just do a quick minute. Again, there's your brain dump. You should have a list that you can just say, I'm going to pick this thing today and talk about it for a minute or two. Those kind of things. So you could also do a question of the week, have people send you questions or come up with your own questions if you want to. Do it yourself stuff. People love if you're like, here, you could pay us to do this, but we also have ways that we can help you do it yourself. Those are huge. Tell a story, then people can say they may recognize themselves in the story while you're telling it. Talk about common mistakes or how to solve problems. That's huge, especially businesses, small businesses. They have to wear a lot of hats. They have a lot of problems that they need solved all the time. Be that solution. And tips. Everybody likes time saving, money saving, quick hacks, I guess you'd call it. So anything that you can help them with, I guess, is the main thing.
And all of this really, to me, comes down to the buyer's journey, the customer's journey. When you do all of these things, touch on yourself, your business, the industry, do some video, all these post ideas, you're building that trust and you're building that relationship with your customer so that then when it comes down to making a buying decision, you're kind of a trusted resource because you're such an expert, you put so much out there and you're helpful. The customer kind of feels heard in a way. So all of that's so important. Now, we've talked about this before, but when you have these brain dumps and when you're trying to put all your stuff together into these bite-sized pieces, you have to put them on a content calendar. Our social media calendars are a lifesaver for our team. They use them a lot. It's our way to stay organized. And I'll kind of show you an example of what ours is that we utilize. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Now, content calendar, I'll kind of start at the top. They'll just say, we'll put the name of the business up here. So you've got the name of your business, and then you want to talk, what are your social media platforms? And then you have all your days of the week, and you could categorize this by the date, the time, so you can get, know what's the best time to post. So you can kind of put that down. Your title or topic, what do you want to touch on? What's the things that you want to talk about? Have a good copy, which would mean, what are you going to put out there? Are you going to create a Canva? Are you going to, insert a stock image? Like what's going to be your copy, your link or image? So if there is an article that you want to post, you can put it in here so that you don't forget it. Like, okay, I found this article, I want to use it. Any particular notes that you want to make sure that you touch on. So on this post, I want to make sure that I talk about this, this, and this. So that's real good. Social media holidays, we talked about that too. We have ours kind of in here. I mean, some of them National Beer Lovers Day is coming up, so make a note. Like I said, there is something for everybody. But again, a content calendar, it's so great. Keeps all your stuff together in one place, keeps you organized so that you're not just kind of random stuff on the fly. To us, it just works wonders.
It's important, and it's going to help you keep consistent. We said consistency about 3 or 4 times, but that's very, very important. So it keeps you organized, keeps you consistent, keeps fresh ideas flowing, and you don't have to spend all your time sitting there wondering what you're going to post for the day.
Absolutely. So,
and we've not talked about this. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, the
content calendar. I got to just make sure I stress it.
And some people may think, well, what is the point? I don't have any idea what I'm going to do tomorrow, but that is the point. You need to plan it out. You can schedule ahead. You can use a scheduler and do a week at a time. I mean, so you need to be organize your time just like everything else. So I think that's about all we have for today. Yep. So as always, if you need any help, any aspect of your social media, we can help you out with little effort on your part. Just message us for information, and we'd be glad to have a consultation with you or give you ideas for you doing it yourself. Either way, we're here for you. And don't forget to tune in this Friday at 8 a.m. for Biz Talk. Our special guest this week will be Gail Mason with South Oak Title. So I guess we will see you Friday.
See you Friday. Bye, everyone.